Hey guys, this is GamerKel. Welcome back to Touhou, the Genius of Savros. Last time we finished off the Divine Temple with a somewhat confusing end to the stage with weird creepy face things, but we worked out how it functioned, and now we have a whole bunch of enemies to take care of. So I already did obviously take a look at the enemy list in the last part, totally not padding anything that way, and this time we're just going to try and kill some stuff. So I'm probably going to do this with two different parties because I've obviously been using the same characters a lot. I say obviously quite a bit nowadays, but yeah, I've been using the same characters for quite a while, and three of them are still here because I feel, especially with my current levels, that Sanai and Alice are mandatory for me here because I do need resistance buff in a few parts, and Alice defending is, you know, kind of required for me at the moment. Because otherwise I think I would need to be kind of towards level 60 to comfortably survive this place, and we're not really there with most of the attacking characters right now, other than Yomu, who I've been using recently, so I would rather not go Yomu. And then Satori, I actually have Satori here because I need earth-based attacks, and yeah, because using Marisa over Patchouli means I don't have any earth moves now, but if I have Satori around, then I can use Earthquake, and we'll show. This is basically mostly AoE stuff at this point, but this is the sort of set which I'm looking to go in with. I might switch Shining Stars out for Flash of Lightning, because the only other AoE electric attack I have is Love Typhoon, and this is not a terrible attack, but I don't honestly know how well this will go down compared to the other stuff, mostly because of its high cooldown. You know, that's not buffing the astronomy tree right now kind of affects that a fair bit. I might switch to astronomy over laser though. That's an option, but the laser tree gives me slayer effects against certain monsters, so it's a tough call. I would rather keep this right now, but I don't know, maybe I could cut some points out of here and probably out of the broom so I can increase my astronomy stuff. That we shall determine if I start struggling too much with enemy killing. So, with that all said, let's just get some enemies killed and we shall make progress. Also, gotta find the Orichalcum Shard. I still forget. I thought it was like here, but I guess it's not. I need to re-find where that is, so till then I guess I shall talk to you later. Well, straight away we do get a couple of level ups, so Sanai hits 59, which is decent. Yeah, her HP seems a little bit low compared to other characters, but, you know, that's just because, you know, she's sort of mage class like Moko's got a ton of HP, but that's also partly because of her growth tree stuff at the moment, so, yeah. Alright, Saku gains another level 2, that's 11 extra HP, it's a lot. But then again, the Kusanagi does artificially raise that a little bit. I could, at this point, I think, go back and make her, you know, Saku's tier 6 weapon, which is actually pretty good for this place because it does have a fair few Slayer effects. But at the same time, it also has a bit of an issue dealing with stuff like dragons and whatnot, which is a relatively large problem in this place. So I'm not going to go back and make it, but if you don't have the Kusanagi, or if you're using you know, say Yomu and Sakura, then do know that it's a good option to have around. Alright, that's Satori reaching level 60, our first character to get that high. A lot of potential with Satori actually, that does help her crit rate quite a bit, which is weird, I suppose, because she's not a physical attacker, although you can outfit her with enough physical skills, so yeah, it's kind of funky how that works. And there is another level for Marissa. 54 is pretty solid. I forget if she learns the skill at 55. It's somewhere close to that, I think, because I know she learns the skill at 60, and that's not really the skill that I'm thinking of when it comes to her. There's two pretty good skills she gets soon, but I don't remember exactly what level they're at, unfortunately. Alright, well, in addition to getting the water shard here, Moko gains another level as well, which is pretty good. She really doesn't get a whole load of skills, but she does have enough HP that it's well worth, yeah, raising her up. So, like I said, water shard as well, pretty solid. And there is another water shard for our troubles as well, which is pretty good. So, at the very least, we can make should be able to make a water crystal or two by the end of all this, which is good, because water crystals are rather important pieces of equipment. Maybe not for just now, but for later on, they most definitely will be important. And as plain stuff is going on outside, we have another level for Sakura, so that's kind of cool. You know, 2 levels pretty quickly into the stage, and I guess that's the benefit of having bonus experience for a little while, is that the characters who are under level will get improvements pretty quickly. And I believe, yep, Alice is the second character to reach level 60. It is actually kind of telling that I've used Alice so much this time, because in the previous playthrough I had of this game, Alice at this point was about level 50. So it really is kind of funny that I've used her that much more in this iteration of my playing in this game. And there is a piece of iron from the Touhou over here as well, which is good. That's why I was killing them, because I have a lot of slash-based weapons that I need to get materials for, so yeah, good to have that around. Well, at least Satori learned Shredder before she got completely destroyed. At least I have Moko as my commander here, so I can revive characters. But yeah, Shredder is a skill which you can learn, and apparently that's what we're learning this time, so no Thunderclap attempt for me, but that is fine. We shall hopefully get it soon enough. Oh, nice! We actually did get the axe from that Skull Rider too, so that's pretty cool. Now I just have to win this fight, which is somewhat easier said than done. These guys have kind of been destroying my face a little bit here, but it's okay. We can do this. So I want to take out one of the Euros, and then I want to try and take out the Ammonite, so that I can go for learning Thunderclap here. That is the goal. Whether or not it actually works is another thought entirely, but I reckon we can do that at the very least. I want to weaken the other Euros quite a bit so that its breath attacks don't hurt so much. I only have single target fire attacks this time, so yeah, there's the counter attack of Aurora Breath, but because I've lowered its health enough, it didn't hurt anywhere near as badly as it could have, so that is good. Now I'm gonna be focusing on magic this turn, so I think I do want to absorb water, and that should be my primary method of healing here, although Sanae can also heal too, just in case I get hit by Aurora Breath or something. And you are at low enough health where I do not want to attack you any further, because a Slayer hit would probably kill it, so yeah. This is the course of action I have decided to take. And Sanae gets her thing here as well. So there's the Arctic Breath, that's going to heal us, which is quite nice. There's Thunder Breath, that is not going to heal us, which is not so nice, but it's okay, because if we are lucky enough, we can get some healing from that. And of course, it can't use Cold Breath anymore, because Arctic Breath is really expensive. Yeah, so Satori, because she perfect dodged the attack, is about the only character who does not. Wait, why was I using Satori's last word? That's not going to help us here. The other last words will help us, but Satori's one not so much. Because I don't think you can use Thunderclap when it's controlled, even if control was to work, which it probably wouldn't. So that is definitely a thing to consider. So are we gonna finally get this thing killed like next turn maybe? That'd be nice. So you were casually healing up a little bit, that is okay. All I really need it to do is to use Thunderclap, so that's the goal here. So will this actually do anything? Oh, it controlled the Ammonite guy who just got nuked by that instead. Okay, that is fine. So all I really want to do here, I think, is shield with Alice and then let it do an attack, because hopefully Thunderclap will come at some point. Or they could just do Aurora Breath instead. That is a thing I guess it could do. It has more than enough MP though. Euros has so much MP compared to some of the other stuff around. So, and Alice doesn't even need that stuff back. So we'll just I know it seems kind of odd to do this, but if you want to try and learn the move, there it is. There is the thunderclap, and it has been learned. So now I can just go ahead and kill the fight. Like I said, it kind of does seem a bit weird to do that, but then if you want to learn particular skills, sometimes that is what you have to do. And since we have the Hakuro field up, we're still only taking 1 MP per turn, so this is good. And that's actually pretty much why I forgot that I had the Hakuro field up. The Hakuro field does affect the enemies as well, so you will give them 1 MP attacks in addition to yourself. It's not a one-way thing, but it lets you use your most powerful attacks all the time, so you can kill enemies quickly. Anyway, Sana is the 3rd character to get to level 60, which is again a bit different from my usual playthroughs. She would be much higher level than everyone else by now, and it is level 55 that we get a skill, so this is where Marissa's power tree starts becoming extremely important. And Marco of course gains another level, as well as getting the Skull Smasher, so a lot of cool stuff here. So let's start with that Skull Smasher, and it doesn't actually do quite what I thought it did. It's physical stat reduction, which is kinda cool, both physical attack and physical defense in one go, but look at that accuracy. 51 accuracy is so bad. You need some serious support if you want to use axe weapons in the late game, because that is just unbelievably low in terms of stuff there. In addition to that, the skill that we have for Marissa is a Quickened Master Spark. Now, you would look at this and you would go, what the hell is this, Cal? Why is this move something you've been hyping up? This move is terrible. Look at the cooldown, look at the MP cost, it's ridiculous. 32 MP and 6 cooldown, like come on, that's never going to be usable. Well, it kind of is, and you know, you would think, hey, this is Galaxy is half the MP cost, a third of the cooldown, and it's still got the same damage number, so what's the deal? Well, Quicken Master Spark is a Master Spark, and as a result it gains all the benefits of the power tree here. And in addition to that, it is also a non-spell. That's the key, it's a Master Spark skill which is not a spell card. So it doesn't take up a bomb, and it also gets all the benefits of the Mystic Element non-spell damage and cooldown stuff that you get here. So that Master Spark gets 1 turn of cooldown from the non-spell cooldown here. It gets the damage plus 20%. Is it 20 or is it 30? It's 30, so you get 30% extra damage from this tree because it's a Mystic Element non-spell card. And the cast speed doesn't actually matter, but you also get the Mystic Element MP cost down, so that's 25% cost down. And then you have the Master Spark tree, which gives your Master Spark skills 4 turns of cooldown reduction, and a further 25% MP cost reduction. And you get 60% extra damage off of this tree. Yeah, and you get to ignore shields, which is something that the Galaxy skill cannot do. So put all of that together and it's great. You have, it's a 16 MP cost, so it's a bit more expensive than the skills we're currently using, but you can use it every second turn, and it has a ridiculous 90% damage increase when you max out the trees. This isn't something I can really do just now, unfortunately, because I do need the magic tree here, which, by the way, gives you a further 25% MP cost for all of your skills. So actually, you only take a quarter of that cost into effect. So it's actually an 8 MP skill, which is exactly the same as the cost of the Mystic skill that we are currently using. So it's surprisingly good when you look at it with all the stuff involved, you know? But yeah, I need this tree at the moment. I obviously can't max out this tree without cutting into the laser tree, so it's something where I will need to grind power levels out, and I might end up doing that if I find that I struggle too much in the very end of the game stuff. But for now, not going to bother doing that. Just know that the most powerful version of Marissa basically will use that skill, and it will do thousands of damage. It's crazy good. Yeah, finally! Okay, I need to win this fight now, which is not going to be too hard from here. Oh, you actually don't get healing from that, okay. Yeah, I should be able to win this fight from here without too much issue, but yeah, we actually finally got the magic ring free, which is awesome. Like, that is something I have wanted for the longest time now, and I am super glad that we are finally able to get it. And yeah, there's not much else to say about it except it's crazy good. 60 MP up, and I might actually use one of the trapezohedron that I've got to make that the magic ring 4, and yeah, that would be great because that is plus 80 MP. So I am happy enough with that, so we just need to go ahead and win this fight now. This guy is out of MP, so it won't really be able to counter-attack anymore, which is pretty good. And that should basically just give us the win here, because he can't counter us. And the double cast kind of really helps there as well. There we go. Beautiful. I am very happy to see that. And we got the trapezohedron too, which I didn't even see. Okay, so there we go. I'm definitely gonna use the trapezohedron with that. But yeah, we can finally replace this stupid thing with this 60 MP. Very nice. I'm actually gonna do that just now. I'm gonna go back in the middle of the stage here. I'm gonna go back and make that the magic ring 4, because if I end up finding another one of those enemies, then I might end up being lucky enough to get another magic ring 3, which would be, you know, it would just be amazing to get that. And there is another level for Sakuya, so that is all fine and dandy. Good amount of HP there. So now that Sakuya's got the magic ring 4, wow, okay. Now that she's got the magic ring 4, she has almost 300 MP. Well, 275 is what she's got, and that is super beneficial actually. So, you know, lets her do a lot of cool things with basically just doing skill attacks just about every turn, you know, like you would do with other characters, and not have her run out of MP before everybody else. It's really good. Wow, there's a full electric crystal there too, so that's not too bad because I had to use one of those for the heavyweight armor before. So to be able to get that back is, yeah, it's a good trade. means I didn't waste my crystal getting that before. And with that mass Yukari murder, we get a decent bit more experience than we would have gotten from stage enemies. So Satori up at 61. Yeah, Satori definitely one of the MVPs of like everything. So she kinda does deserve to get to that higher level. And like I said, the first time I played this game I really didn't give Satori too much credit. I was starting to use Satori a decent bit more by now, but even at this point I was kind of running, you know, not so hot with Satori. I really didn't use her as much as I should have, but I've rectified that this time for sure. And there is some more iron from one of the dolphins. So yeah, very nice. It's actually one of the only materials you get in this stage is iron, which is kind of weird, to be honest. We're used to having materials from all the enemies, but not so much in this stage. And there is another material. It's a plant, so it's probably a pretty mirror that we got here. But yeah, one more material for our collection. Not too bad. I'm just going to water this fight though, because I do need a little bit of MP back with Marissa, and well, I didn't res buff, so I guess that sleep is justified. But Alice is like, hey, sleeping, this is no time to sleep, so yeah. Just random aside, oh, it's actually magic metal, okay. Well, that's kind of cool too, because magic metals are useful. So random aside, Alice's doll holding her shield, no, not the shield, the axe there, is super adorable. Like, the shield one is kind of cute too, but holding that giant axe is like... I mean, come on, the axe is about 5 times the size of the doll, like, okay, if not 5, but it's many times the size of the doll, and you would expect that it wouldn't be able to hold such a heavy object, but... well, that's logic for you, right? And there is a 4th level for Sakuya, so we're getting there in terms of HP too. She actually has more HP per level than Alice at the moment, but that's pretty much entirely because of the Kusanagi, because that is such a good weapon. Gives you so many bonuses. And there is another level for Marissa as well. So it's interesting to note, I guess only Sakuya is gaining bonus experience at this point. But yeah, and Alice too, I didn't notice Alice gaining a level there. So yeah, level 61 Alice is pretty solid. And obviously Marissa gaining another level is good too. Alright, so there's one more level for Sanai, again, third character to reach level 61, because every character needs exactly the same amount of experience in this game. It's not like Pokemon, where different Pokemon need different amounts of experience to level up. This looks like an interesting fight. Yeah, so basically every character is equal, and the order of which they level up is entirely dependent on how, long you've been doing stuff for, I guess. So, yeah, keep that in mind if you want to have certain characters level up in a certain way for some reason. I don't know. Okay, so looking at the way this has gone, I've cleared about 45 to 50, well maybe a bit over 50% of the first half, not including these 4 rooms in this area, and my file size is almost a gig. So I reckon this is about an hour and a half worth of stuff that I need to go through right now. So I'm actually going to have to split this grindy stuff into 2 parts, I think, because even just sifting through this one by itself, that's an awful lot of fights and extra stuff to go through. And what I might do is I might, at this point, I mean, Sakura still needs another level before she's on par, but we have other characters that need levels as well. Notori hasn't had any action in a while and she kind of needs some extra level ups. Aya still needs levels, although she will get them in this this final section. Reimu hasn't had any levels in a long time, and she's not particularly good in this part, which is why I haven't used her yet, but as a commander I think she would be okay here. So I need to switch the party up a little bit. And so I'm gonna go ahead and, as I said, put this into 2 parts. And next time, I suppose we're continuing on. I mean, we've spent about 4 or 5 parts actually doing the main stage here. I guess it's to be expected that there would be more to this final part, this grindy stuff, than you would expect. We're getting close to the end of the game, so this sort of thing is to be expected, but it's gone on even longer than I had thought, so till next time, take care.